Hi, I'm Michael from Kitchinsider. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm talking through some functional kitchen design elements, a mix of general, technical, and practical top tips. Right, kicking things off, consider corners. We all know corner cabinets are the worst, so first off, do you have to have one, or can you design your kitchen layout to avoid a corner cabinet? Sometimes it's more practical to not have a corner and return of cabinets, especially if that return doesn't go very far. It could be more practical to just put a more useful cabinet just at the end of the run and finish it. If you do have to have a corner, think about what type of corner cabinet will work best. Not just for your overall layout, as a blind corner cabinet will impact the layout differently to an L-shaped corner cabinet, but also which cabinet you find more useful. And finally, consider installing some corner pull-out mechanisms. My personal favourite for blind corner cabinets is the Le Mans mechanism, sometimes called the kidney bean pull-out. I find it's like having two internal drawers in your corner cabinet. You pull them right out to you, and you can pull them out individually as well. So if I want something that's on that bottom shelf, I'm not pulling everything out at me at once. I personally find the Le Mans just the quickest and simplest corner solution. Next up, drawers, drawers, drawers. I'm sure if you've watched any kitchen design video, you've heard us all go on about how drawers are more useful than doors, and that's because they are, although there is a time and a place for a good sized cupboard with a door. So make sure you have plenty of good sized drawers as part of your kitchen design. Not just a decent width, but also some with a decent depth, so some pan drawers as well. Pulling everything out to you so you can see and access things clearly is far more practical and functional than rummaging around on your knees trying to see what you've got buried at the back of a cupboard. Yes, drawers are generally more expensive than doors, but in my opinion, they're totally worth it. So some other personal tips around drawers. I really like sink drawers, not just because it's a drawer, but it's a great way to get that extra little bit of storage space around your sink that's otherwise usually dead space. Along the same kind of vein, I also like using internal drawers in your bottom pan drawer. Again, it creates some additional storage in an area that's often wasted space. Perfect for pan lids and baking trays, slim things like that. However, I'm not a super fan of internal top drawers unless they're done in a very particular way. I don't really like to have to open a drawer to then open another drawer to get to the item that I wanted. Usually your cutlery. I'd prefer to just open the one drawer. Now I know having an internal top drawer is often to keep the look of two deep drawers consistent on the outside of your cabinets, and I'm all for that. I'm all for balance and symmetry, you know that. Just make sure that the internal top drawer is one that has a built-in catch or clip on it. So when you open the drawer, it pulls the internal top drawer out with it. Then you can unclip it and push it back if you want to get to the stuff in the bigger drawer underneath. I think this is especially important if this is your main cutlery drawer, as you'll want to be accessing the cutlery far more than you will the stuff underneath. So it just eliminates having to open something twice. And my last little tip in this drawer section is to get individual pull-out drawers in a large larder-esque cabinet rather than an all-in-one big pull-out mechanism. These tall pull-out mechanisms can be quite heavy for one, as people usually overload them, and can often cause the cabinet door to drop and come out of a line and start to sort of scrape or grind on the bottom. And as I mentioned before, if I want something from a particular section, I don't want to have to pull the whole thing out towards me, especially if it's lower down. The mechanism is going to be in my face the whole time. And to add to that, most of these tool mechanisms are attached to the cabinet door. So when you pull them out, you can't access them from the front because the cabinet door is in your way. You'll have to step to the sides to access them, so you need to make sure you've got space to do this. So sometimes when you put them at the end of the run, it does limit the access a little bit. But just to be clear, I'm not saying don't ever get these tool pullouts. They're definitely more useful than just fixed shelves. I just prefer being able to pull things out individually. I find it more practical. Next up, cutlery tray in a dishwasher. Another little personal tip is to get a dishwasher that has a cutlery drawer or tray at the top of it, rather than the big basket at the bottom. A bit like an internal drawer in a cabinet, the cutlery tray utilizes that little bit of dead space at the top of your dishwasher and also eliminates the need for a big bulky basket at the bottom, meaning you can fit some bigger pots and pans in the bottom or just simply more dishes. I also find the cutlery gets cleaned a little bit better, as usually there are these little prongs that separate separate them so your spoons don't end up spooning one another and not getting cleaned. It's a little detail and it might not be for everyone, but I think that it's something that makes your dishwasher that little bit more functional. And we're all about function, right? And lastly, I've got appliance installation. So there are two things here. First is being aware of and designing for the hinge position of certain built-in appliances. The big culprits here are your microwave and your washing machine. Here in the UK, a lot of the time the washing machine is in the kitchen. Now there are thousands and thousands of appliances out there, but 99% of the time, your microwave and washing machine are going to be left-hand hinged. So the hinge is on the left as you look at it, and the door handle is on the right. The thing to look out for here is putting these appliances at the wrong end of your run of kitchen cabinets, so when you open the door, it opens into the kitchen rather than against the wall, so it means there's this awkward gap to get into the appliance itself. You'll want to position these appliances to the left, giving you better access into them when you open the door. And this is doubly important if it's an integrated washing machine. Make sure the cabinet door is hinged on the left and opens the same way that the appliance door opens. Otherwise you create this same awkward opening gap between the two doors wherever you place it in your kitchen. And the second thing with appliance installation is considering the height of the appliances that you're installing. The main one here is if you're having any combination of built-in ovens in a tool cabinet. It's very popular at the moment to have a full-size single oven with a compact oven or combi microwave above it. And usually these will both have drop-down doors, so make sure that you can safely reach up and into the appliance over the door. Tool cabinets can be configured in all sorts of ways to either lower or lift up this appliance section. So rather than having two deep drawers at the bottom, you could lower this appliance section a bit by removing one of those drawers. A simple thing like that could mean that you can actually reach in and use your appliances safely. If you can, I always recommend to go to a kitchen showroom and try out these appliance heights in the real world. If you can't, get the measurements and mark it on the wall so you can see and get a feel for it at home. It's really important to check these things. Don't just order the standard configuration tool cabinet because it might not work for you. So there you go, some functional kitchen design elements and top tips. Have you got any top tips when it comes to functional kitchen design? Let me know in the comments below so we can all share and learn from them. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.